In this episode, we'll talk about the powers of Congress under the 1987 Constitution, what they can do, what they cannot do, and why it matters to you as a Filipino citizen. Whether you're a student, a public official, or an ordinary taxpayer, this topic affects your everyday life. Let's get started. What is Congress? The Philippine Congress is the legislative branch of our government. It's bicameral, which means it has two houses. The Senate, with 24 senators elected at large by the whole country. They serve for 6 years, and only half of them are elected every 3 years. The House of Representatives, currently composed of around 316 members, but the Constitution sets the limit at not more than 250, unless otherwise provided by law. The House has district representatives, elected from legislative districts across provinces, cities, and municipalities. Party list representatives 20% of the total membership. They represent marginalized sectors like farmers, laborers, women, OFWs, and youth. Together, these two chambers are tasked with creating laws, checking executive power, and approving the national budget. Plenary legislative power. At its core, Congress has what's called plenary legislative power, the authority to enact laws on any subject, provided it doesn't violate the Constitution. Examples: train law changed the way we are taxed. RA 10533 enhanced the K-12 education system. RA 11469 Bayanahan to Heal as One Act, passed during the COVID-19 pandemic. They can amend, repeal, or create new laws from scratch. But they cannot pass bills that violate the Bill of Rights, such as those infringing on free speech or due process. Power of the purse. One of Congress's most powerful tools is the power of the purse, their control over how public money is spent. Key points. The President submits a proposed national budget every year, but only Congress can approve or modify this budget through the General Appropriations Act. Article 6, Section 25 of the Constitution provides, "No money shall be paid out of the Treasury except pursuant to an appropriation made by law." That's why no public funds can be disbursed, whether for roads, classrooms, or COVID-19 response, unless Congress says so. If Congress fails to pass the new budget on time, the previous year's budget is automatically reenacted, but only for repeating expenditures, not new projects. Also, the Constitution prohibits hidden, pork barrel, practices. Legislators cannot interfere with how the executive implements the budget after it's passed. This was clarified in the Supreme Court decision on the Priority Development Assistance Fund in 2013. Power of taxation. Congress also exercises the power of taxation, a power that directly affects us all. Under the Constitution, taxes must be uniform and equitable. The tax system must be progressive, meaning higher earners should bear more burden. Example: train law reduced income tax for low-income earners but increased excise taxes on fuel, cars, and sugary drinks. Congress also determines who gets tax exemptions. Some examples: non-stock, non-profit educational institutions are tax exempt if all income and assets are used actually, directly, and exclusively for educational purposes. Charitable institutions, churches, and cooperatives may also enjoy tax relief. Article 6, Section 28 of the Constitution provides, "No law granting tax exemption shall be passed without the majority concurrence of all members of Congress, not just those present in session." Power of investigation. Congress can also conduct legislative inquiries in aid of legislation. This means, they can summon individuals or companies to explain anomalies or problems. The purpose must be to gather information for possible legislation. Examples of high-profile Senate investigations: family hearings during the COVID-19 pandemic. Blue Ribbon Committee inquiries on corruption or misuse of funds. Requirements: there must be a valid legislative purpose. Rules of procedure must be published beforehand. Congress may compel attendance through subpoena. Failure to attend may lead to contempt and even detention, but this power is limited by time. Detention ends once Congress adjourns. Witnesses retain constitutional rights like the right against self-incrimination. Heads of departments may invoke executive privilege, but only with the President's consent. Other powers of Congress. Aside from passing laws, Congress also holds other crucial powers. Canvassing votes for President and Vice President. Under Article 7, Section 4 of the Constitution, Congress acts as the National Board of Canvassers. Calling for special elections, if there is a vacancy in the Senate or among representatives. Granting amnesty, upon recommendation of the President and with a majority vote of all members. Reviewing treaties and international agreements, the Senate must concur with a 2/3 vote. Approving or revoking martial law and the suspension of habeas corpus, the President must report to Congress within 48 hours, and Congress has the power to extend or revoke it. Proposing constitutional amendments, by a 3/4 vote of all members, or through a constitutional convention. Power of impeachment, House of Representatives has the exclusive power to initiate impeachment. Senate tries and decides the case. Only one impeachment proceeding per official per year is allowed. Officials who may be impeached include the President, Vice President, Supreme Court Justices, members of constitutional commissions, the Ombudsman. This shows how Congress checks the executive and judicial branches, helping maintain the balance of power. Congress is more than just a lawmaking body. It holds the purse strings of the government, regulates taxation, ensures accountability through inquiries, and upholds the Constitution. Understanding these powers empowers us as citizens to hold our leaders accountable. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe.